go. Full power, full power.
Number 3 Mike Uniform, extend down when you're going to follow Cirrus on a 3 mile
green.
final.
Looking for the traffic, stand downwind, 3 Mike
All
Uniform.
green. Yep. Let go of the brakes. Do a little bit of crosswind, okay. Airspeed alive. Engine gauge is still green. Yep. 55. Rotate. 54. Clear. Yep, we'll clear the obstacle. Yep. Don't touch the flaps yet though, we gotta put the flaps up above 64, so we'll pitch down a little bit.
50, fly runway heading, runway 9 left to Bravo 2, clear for takeoff.
4550, runway heading 9 left, Bravo 2.
There we go, 64 and climbing, put the flaps up, hold it for a second, still 64, still climbing. Now we can put the flaps up all the way.
Left close traffic, Bucky 685. Traffic in sight for 3 Mike Uniform.
Thanks, so Bucky 685, you just want to do one trip in the pattern and then depart, is that correct?
Affirmative, just one lap
And now what?
departing northwest, Bucky 685.
Bucky 685, runway 9 left, clear for the option.
Now we just climb at 76. Yep, there's our short field takeoff. Nice work.
Bucky 544, looking for a full stop on center.
Where's the ground track?
Bucky 544, roger, just continue right traffic, runway 9 right.
This is good.
That
is ground track? Yep. Same with this blue line here.
Tower, good morning, 710 Charlie Alpha, holding short of runway 9 left at Bravo 2, ready for departure.
Number 3 Mike Uniform, turn base, runway 9 right, clear for the option.
Turn base, 9 right, clear for the option, 3 Mike Uniform.
Number 1 Lima Hotel, you're number 3, follow the Skyhawk, runway 9 right, clear for the option.
Behind the Skyhawk, number 3, 9 right, clear for the option, 1 Lima Hotel.
Bucky 555, you still have the Cherokee in sight?
We
Climb
lost
checklist.
them, but we're behind them.
There you go.
We're looking for
Full throttle,
Bucky
picture
555,
full,
report that traffic in
engine
sight.
all green, and transponder
We'll report
altitude
traffic,
check.
Bucky 555.
Flight checklist complete. Good.
Tower Bucky 463, we're going this.
Bucky 463, roger.
Now we're
Continue
just
runway
waiting for him to say Bucky 549 to give us more instructions.
We got that
Oh,
traffic.
we're airborne.
Bucky 555.
Finally.
Bucky 555, follow that traffic, number 3, runway 9 right, clear for the option.
Following that traffic, number 3, 9 right, clear the option, Bucky 555.
There's a strong crosswind that wants to push us to the right. That's why we're heading 114, but our ground track is still runway, still 095. See that?
Bucky 550, turn left, heading 050.
Bridge to Diamond.
Bucky 550 left, heading
That's our
050,
ground track
departure,
right there.
back to you.
Our ground track. Ah, Yep. Got it. So we're heading 109, but our ground track is 095 runway.
75, good morning, Archer 710.
We got that to do our ground track. We got this blue line,
Bucky 549,
it's like
turn
predicted
left to
ground
right,
track,
heading 110,
and then looking
contact
outside.
departure.
Yeah.
Everyone down at the holding short of runway 9er center, change to my frequency, 135.25.
Oh,
Bucky 463, turn right, heading 125.
back.
125, Bucky 463.
And November 1 Lima Hotel, change to my frequency, 135.25.
3525, 1 Lima Hotel.
Bucky 555, same for you, 135.25.
135.25, Bucky 555.
Bucky 544, change running frequency, 135.25.
135.25, Bucky 544.
Bucky 544, the Cherokee, company Cherokee ahead of you, do you have them in sight? Bucky 544, continue downwind. Bucky 53, was it 543? 531, roger, standby. All departures, just standby. Bucky 544, roger. Can you base behind them? You're inside of a Skyhawk on a 6 mile final. Base west of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Bucky 544, base west of them, change to runway 9er center, clear to land.
San Tower, Bucky 549, you want us to switch to departure?
549, contact departure.
Contact departure, Bucky 549.
Alright, so we'll tell departure. Yep. Our heading and
Orlando departure, Bucky 549, heading 103 at 1,500.
Great, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one were they using?
Okay, there was a couple calling at once. Bucky 461, what's your request?
Or that was Bucky 533. Bucky 533 would like to get that RNAV circle to 13 at least Berkeley.
We'll just fly 095 right now.
Okay, Bucky 533, proceed direct to, just go direct PONQ, then Bucky 533
And then you're
back
going
to
to
the
have to repeat
phone.
it.
Direct at PONQ, Bucky 533. Bucky 335, contact tower 135.25.
One more time? Yep, he's going to read it back first.
2525, Bucky 335. Bucky, contact tower 120.3.
Contact tower 120.3, Bucky 537, have a good day.
Good day. Bucky 461, sliding 200.
You got to find a hole, yeah. You want me to do it?
7 Golf Papa, traffic's 12 o'clock, 5 miles southwest on indicating 3,500.
Got them on the scope looking for the traffic, 27 Golf Papa, and I want to know if the MOA is cold this morning?
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay, and I do have the traffic inside, 27 Golf Papa.
Bucky 463, I thought I gave you a 180, and that's fine. Just turn right 270 back to the ILS 9, right? Bucky 463, this is a full stop.
Yes, sir. We're going to probably do a touch and go and then stay in the VFR pattern at Bucky 463.
Roger.
Orlando departure, Bucky 549, heading 095, 1,500.
Number 0 Tango Charlie, 2 from Jerview, maintain 2,000, south established, cleared ILS 9 right approach.
Maintain 2,000 established, cleared ILS 9 right, 370 Tango Charlie.
Bucky 549, your radar contact, proceed on course southeastbound, maintain 2,500.
Maintain 2,500, proceed on course southeastbound, Bucky 549.
Cool. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go 160.
160.
Yes, sir. 2,500 feet.
Roger.
Bucky 550, you were calling?
550, repeat.
Bucky 550, were you calling?
Bucky 550, I wasn't there.
Okay. Bucky 550, if I didn't give you already, you can proceed on course northwest.
Yeah, Bucky 550, proceed on course ready, give me that clearance, thank you.
7 Golf Papa, traffic's no factor, radar service terminated.
See how the message is flashing?
Change approved.
Yeah.
Can I stay following?
Sometimes they'll say
You can try
change tanks
Daytona
up.
if you want on
So always check it whenever it's
125.72,
flashing.
2572.
532 for 27 Golf Papa. Thank you. Good day.
Yep, 2572 is it. Sorry, it didn't work. The automation didn't work.
Can you come back with that frequency 125 what?
2572.
572 for 27 Golf Papa. Good day.
Hit it.
100 before.
Bucky 685, heading
100 before?
1500.
Bucky 685, ident, climb, maintain 2,500.
Climb, maintain 2,500, Bucky 685.
Bucky 685, radar contact, proceed on course northwestbound.
Proceed on course northwestbound, Bucky 685.
Bucky 549, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, we'll see you.
Let's view.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved, Bucky 549.
Number 0 Tango Charlie, after the approach runway heading in 2,000, return to this frequency.
Runway heading and back to this frequency, 0 Tango Charlie.
Bucky 534, radar
Cool.
service
And then we
terminated,
can go to
squawk VFR, see ya.
123
Squawk
point
VFR, frequency change approved.
as our practice frequency. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So, we'll just keep flying this heading for now. We're going to learn about how to use our VORs.
Okay.
So, VORs, we are ground-based navigational stations that we can use to navigate in different ways. Really, there's kind of two ways that we'll use VORs as a VFR private pilot. We can use them to figure out where we are, and then we can use them to fly specific courses to and from that ground station.
Okay.
You learned about them a little bit in ground school, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. So the first step, whenever we want to do anything with a VOR, is we got to figure out which VOR we're going to use and what frequency we're able to use it on. So the only way we're going to be able to do that, some avionics you could do it, but good old-fashioned chart supplement is going to be our friend here. So keep flying here. We got no autopilot. Notice on the VOR there's these ticks.
Okay.
That tells us there's a VOR there. And around it, you'll see this box.
Okay.
And that's the VOR information.
Got it.
So this is the Orlando VOR.
Uh-huh.
And we find that box. And the frequency is inside the box 112.2. Okay? Let's do our cruise checklist first as well.
Okay. Cruise checklist. Power set. Picture full pump off and the light on, off. Cruise checklist complete.
And nav lights, landing lights always on. Nav lights can go off. You did it.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, so we figured out that the Orlando VOR frequency is 122.2. 112.2, right? That's where we're at this point. So now we have to be able to put it into our PFD to be able to actually read its information. Same way we have communication frequencies, and we use the comm knob to change that. On the left side, these are our navigation frequencies, nav1, nav2, and we have this nav knob to change it.
Okay.
So notice let's put it right here on nav1, 112.2. There you go. And then we gotta switch it to the active frequency. Boom. So now it's in nav1 active. There you are. You've done this before.
Aircraft like 2.
Have you done this before?
No.
Oh, how did you know to press the CDI?
I learned from.
Sweet. Yeah. Cool. So now, see how it says VRR1?
Yep.
You press the CDI again. It says localizer 2. That's not what we want.
Yep.
This is GPS in the pink.
4 miles south of the beach.
VOR1. And notice whenever we do that, it turns green and it's identified as ORL.
Orlando approach.
ORL is the
Orlando airport.
The VOR identifier. So same thing like KSFB is the Sanford Airport.
Uh-huh.
KORL is the Orlando Executive Airport. But the Orlando VOR is like right next to the airport, so it's identified as just ORL.
Okay. But we're not going to Orlando Airport, right?
No. We just have the Orlando VOR selected. Not the Orlando Airport, but the Orlando VOR.
Okay.
Now we're actually reading the information off this. So this is our CDI. See our baro? That's how we select our
Giovanni, we're going back to
altimeter setting. And then on the inside there's that little triangle for CRS, stands for course.
Yep.
And there's this little triangle knob.
Uh-huh.
Spin that around. And watch what happens to our CDI. See how it's spinning around?
Yep.
So it's changing our course. We can select the 156 course, we can select the 134 course, a 100 course.
Yep.
And what that's doing is selecting courses from the Orlando VOR. Not from us, but from the Orlando VOR.
Right.
And there's kind of two ways we can use the VOR. Figure out where we are, and we can figure out certain courses that we want to fly. So when we select this course, see this line that's like off to the side? As it spins around, it like flips around. There's a certain course where it's centered like that. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out what course we're on. So the Orlando VOR, it has radials that radiate away from it. There's this 090 radial, the 360 radial, there's a 050 radial, all these radials. We're on one of them. I don't know which one we are on. So what we're doing here is we're selecting certain radials. Are we on the 276 radial? The reason how we know is the CDI, stands for course deviation indicator.
5 minutes.
When it's centered,
we gotta wait for another Allegiant to push back.
we're on that course.
Okay.
So we're on a 254 course.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're already aware of the
Notice
delays.
250, if I switch to 180 in the opposite direction, it also centers. So I'm also on the 076 radial, just 180 degrees apart. I'm on both these courses. We know there's radials and there's bearings. Radials radiate away from the station, bearings point to the station.
Okay.
So the arrow is this big arrow is the course we have selected. See the tiny arrow? That will tell you, that's the to or from flag is going to tell us if it's a radial or a bearing.
Okay.
So if it's in the opposite direction, then this is the 077 course from the station.
Yep.
We could keep flying. We'll fly a southbound heading.
We don't go to KTAX. Okay.
Nah.
I got it. Yep.
We're just doing this VOR stuff. So this is the if it's centered, we're on the 079 radial from the station. Radials are from the station.
Got it.
Which makes sense because here's the 090.
Yeah.
A little bit up, this is kind of the 070. And we're on that radial. We don't know how far we are. We could be here on the radial. We could be here on the radial. We don't know how far we are.
Yep.
But we know we're on that radial. Or if we wanted to fly directly to the station, if this is a 070 radial, if we fly the opposite direction, that would take us directly to the station. Does that make sense? And notice how the flag is now pointed in the same direction. So that's the course to the station. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So, if we wanted to figure out where we are, we could have two VORs and figure out, all right, we're on the 082 radial from Orlando, right? So 082 radial from Orlando, and then we could select a second VOR, maybe the Melbourne VOR, and figure out what radial we're on from there, and wherever those radials intersect, that's where we are.
Okay.
The other thing we could do with the radials is fly, maybe we want to figure out where we are, but maybe we don't want to be on this course, we want to be on this course. Want to be on this course. We're not on it because the CDI is deflected. I've selected the 100 course. Is it a radial from the station or is it a bearing to the station? Can you figure it out?
Yep.
So is it a radial or is it a bearing?
This one?
Yep. Well, this course I've selected is a radial. See the from flag?
Yep.
That's our course selected, 100. Flag is in the opposite direction, so this is a from flag. This is the 100 radial. So if we want to, what you can do with VORs is if we want, sometimes we want to fly directly to a VOR. If we wanted to fly to Orlando Airport, the VOR is right next to it. So we can't see the Orlando Airport. Hazy, we can't see it at all, right? But if we want to use the VOR, we can fly directly to the VOR, and that's going to take us to the airport, right next to the airport. Does that make sense?
Yep.
If the VOR is right next to the airport.
Yep.
And how we do that, we could fly, if we centered the course, we could fly 272 right to the station,
Okay.
and then we'll kind of fly at an angle. Or maybe we want to fly directly from the east.
Okay.
We could select a 270 radial.
Okay.
Let's fly towards the airport on a 280 radial. See the CDI? If this is our course, imagine we have a course selected to 280, so kind of pointed this direction, and it's to the station. So there's an arrow pointing to the station, and that arrow is in front of us. It's in front of us, and we'll have to turn right to kind of fly it towards the station, right? Look at this. That line is in front of us. So this is the actual course is in front of us. That's what the CDI tells us is where we are in relation to that course. So the course is in front of us, and see how it's slowly moving to the center because we're getting closer to it.
Right, and we write down to directly go to. Yep. Got it.
So we don't want to overshoot it. If we just wait for it centered and then we turn, we'll kind of fly past it. We don't want to fly my controls for now. If I just fly to 270 now, now I'm flying parallel to it. I'm not actually on the course, it's just always going to be next to me. So we want to kind of intercept it, So your controls, let's fly your controls. Let's fly a 230 heading, or maybe a 240 heading. Right here, and now as that moves in, we're less chance to overshoot it because we're gonna just kind of do a small turn into it as it gets closer. It's getting closer and closer and closer, but not quite yet.
Heading eastbound, going to be about 4 nautical miles to west of South Lake at 4,700, practicing accelerated stall.
It's coming, so we can start a gradual, just a regular turn to the right. Normal level turn.
Yep.
Boom. So now we are flying
on the course.
On our course, on our 280 bearing to the station. This 280 bearing is going to bring us right over the VOR.
Yep.
Now see that CDI is kind of
a little.
It might move around.
Yeah.
So now we're on. This course is centered. It's right where we are. If it moves to the right, then we got to move to the right to get back to it. If that CDI deflects to the left, then our course is moving off to the left. We got to fly a little to the left to get back to it.
Got it.
That makes sense?
Yep.
So now it's moving a little bit to the right.
Yep.
Just a little bit of turn to kind of re-intercept it. And it pays more attention to our actual ground track than our heading. Because we could fly a 280, if we've selected 280 bearing, we want to fly 280, and we fly a heading at 280, maybe there's winds from the south that is going to push us off course. So we're going to have to kind of crab into that.
Yeah.
Stop back there, it's from Skyhawk, 82 miles to the west of Mass, 2000, returning eastbound towards the beach.
So you use GPS to like direct enter to airport, right? So if we do, for example, just the exercise, let's do, keep flying this.
So Buffalo antennas, I'm going to be setting up for steep spirals, Buffalo.
So I put in KORL, see how we're flying directly towards Orlando VOR? What if we use GPS? Switch back to CDI. It's pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
So VORs are a totally different navigational aid. We can use GPS. Maybe we don't have. Maybe we're not flying an airplane with GPS, but we'll probably have VOR receivers. We can use the VORs to navigate around.
Yeah.
Make sense? Cool. Let's turn around. We'll do a left turn to a heading of 120, and we'll move on. We're gonna do our stalls.
Okay.
How are your stalls?
How my stall?
Let's switch tanks as well.
Yep. Pump on.
Yeah, we'll do a power on stall and we'll do a power off stall.
Power on stall, power off stall, and turning stall.
Yeah.
As well.
Yep. Alright, once you get to a heading 120, we'll do our pre-maneuver checklist.
Okay. Pre-maneuver checklist, fuel pump on, all light on. Switch left, check, make sure full, engine all green, seatbelt check, flaps up, check, pre-maneuver checklist complete.
We'll do clearing turns as well.
Right, okay.
We'll do a 90-degree turn to the left and then a 90-degree turn to the right, and then I'll make a radio call for us. There's our turn to the left. And we'll do one to the right. Scanning for traffic. 10 degrees.
No traffic.
There's a guy down there. You see him?
Oh, God. Traffic inside.
But it looks like he's going out that way.
Yeah.
So we should be good. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on him. It's this guy right there. But yeah, 120, 2,500 feet. Let's do our power on stall,
Power on stall.
power on stall, and we'll do our. Which one are you struggling on?
Practice area, Skyhawk.
Are your stalls good? Which one do
5
you?
miles south, open.
What's better, power on stall,
500 feet.
Both
departure,
okay.
or
It's okay.
power on takeoff?
Take off. It's okay.
Hey, 949,
Alright.
Pacific
We'll just do
823,
the
about
power
2,000
on
you guys.
takeoff
We're,
configuration.
800 below you guys.
Take off
We're gonna
25
shut down to the south
150.
now.
Okay.
Traffic that just called 489. We got you guys in sight.
And Buffalo practice area Y Archer 4,500, about 3 miles to the west-northwest of Arthur. I'm going to be doing steep spirals. Look out below Buffalo.
Buffalo practice area, Becky 549, Wide Archer. We're about 3 miles southwest of Christmas at 2,500, practicing stalls. Buffalo practice area.
Going down to
55.
There you go. Some right rudder. There you go. And we'll go to the buffet. I want you to recover at the buffet.
Got it.
And just hold the nose right here. A little bit more right rudder. Stay on our heading. There you go. There's that buffet. Full power.
Full power. And just
wait.
And positive climb.
Positive climb.
Check.
And 64. Hold on. Pitch down for 64.
Check. One notch on.
Anapoca traffic, November 5312.
See how we're descending just a little bit? So whenever you're touching flaps, make sure above 64 and climbing. Above 64 and climbing. Yep. Climbing and above 64. And now we'll just climb out at VY. That was good. We'll level off at 3,000 feet.
Got it.
Yep, power off stall landing configuration.
Power off.
There you go, about 1500 RPM. Close enough.
Yep. 10 notch on.
2, 3,
on. And 60.
66.
66. Right. Descend 66. 1, 2, 3. Power idle. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go to a full stall this time.
Okay.
So keep pulling.
And Buffalo practice
power.
area Y Archer 2000, about 3 miles northwest of Arthur, northbound, engine failure, Buffalo.
Positive climb.
Structure Tuck 490 Echo Romeo using the field northwest of Lake Ashton.
There you go, above 64 and climbing. Now we might drop out of the sky a little bit. See how the vertical speed dropped? So that's why I kind of wait a couple seconds above 64 and climbing. There you go. Nice. And we'll level back off at 3,000 again.
3,000.
Yeah, your stalls are really good, man. You want me to
You
demonstrate?
said power on, right?
Power, let's do power off stall.
Power off stall. Okay.
Approach configuration.
Approach configuration. 10 flap. Flap
Yes.
10. Flap 10 and 1,500 and
Airspeed
78 limo.
76.
76.
Appreciate you letting us
And
know.
while
we're unable to
flare,
get you
I just
so
turn
Yeah.
left or right.
We'll do left turn.
We'll be back
Left turn,
as soon
okay.
as possible for 678 Lima Hotel.
Tilt pop on, all light on.
And when we recover, full power, lower the nose, wings level.
Crystal, we've done it. Got it.
And
There
Buffalo
we
traffic
go,
on
got
Y
power
Archer
back.
doing 8 balance under the 3,000 foot shelf for the Bravo, Buffalo.
Flaps, slowing down to
76.
There you go.
76. 1, 2, 3. Power idle.
Upgrade 823.
and now just kind of start turning. Well, it's like a descending turn, and now start pulling back.
Like this.
Keep pulling. Pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. There you go, full power, lower that nose, wings level. Boom. And now the recovery is like normal.
Yep.
There you go.
And engine fire in flight. Fuel selector off. Let's say off. Throttle closed. Make sure idle cut off. Fuel pump off. And cabin air off. And airspeed and emergency descent for extinguish
So,
the fire.
yep. So see the big black box?
Leesburg
That's
practice
memory
area,
items.
Bucky
So
541, White Archer,
notice it's been like a
500,
minute or
power
two
off,
since
stall,
I
4
mentioned
miles
there's
to
fire.
the
So a lot can happen. A lot
Southeast
bad
of
can happen
Leesburg
if we
practice
don't
area.
act quickly. So these blocked items is memory
Memorial,
items. So
yeah.
those are what you want to have memorized eventually, where you're able to. Oh, I see smoke coming out the door. That's engine fire. I have the steps memorized. My emergency checklist in the back seat. I don't want to wait. I don't want to spend a bunch of time grabbing that. So I have it memorized. Fuel selector off, throttle closed. Make sure idle cutoff. Fuel pump off. Boom.
Yep.
Then once you go through memory items, you can take out and just verify you didn't miss anything, and then move on to the non-memory items. So cabin air off, airspeed at increase 6, English fire, and so on. Now, a walk through, it's hard to just memorize a bunch of steps if you don't understand why you do them. So if there's an engine fire, what we're trying to do is eliminate the fire. Fire, what do you think is the source of an engine fire?
Fuel.
Fuel. So if we want to eliminate the fire, we're eliminating the source of that fire, we're eliminating the fuel.
Yeah.
So all these memory items, they all got to do with fuel. Fuel
Right.
selector, we're going to turn it off. We're not draining from the left or right tank, we're not draining from any tank. Throttle, close, we're not going to add more fuel to the engine. Mixture, idle cutoff, fuel pump off. It's all fuel stuff.
Makes sense.
So those are all the memory items for
Got it,
engine
got it.
fire in flight.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and turn heading of 210. Alright, so again, I'm seeing flames coming out the front of the engine. What you gonna do?
Engine fire in
Stop back
flight.
there, traffic,
Fuel
Chase
selector off, fuel pump off, mixture idle, throttle idle.
Boom.
Yep, and cabin off, and I'll check all the checklist.
So read through the rest of the checklist. Cabin air defroster
Cabin air
off.
defroster off, and emergency descent for extinguish fire, and power off landing checklist. Go.
Cool. So the reason why power off landing checklist, why is power off landing checklist?
If still doesn't engine.
Think what's going to happen if we cut our mixture and we turn off the fuel selector and we turn off the fuel pump and we cut the throttle. What's going to happen?
No power.
No power. So now we have engine failure. So
Engine
now
failure.
what do we do?
So airspeed 76.
There you go. So pitch back for 76.
Okay.
That's our best glide.
Okay. Okay. 76.
Some trim if you need to. And we're losing altitude now.
Okay, so fuel selector switch tank, and fuel pump on, and fuel reach, and alternate air check, magneto check. Okay, we try to find the best landing spot.
That's, yep.
Yeah.
Airspeed first, then best place to land.
So
KTIX, 10 miles, we're not going to make that.
So we will do the landing on the field.
A field, okay.
Yep.
We also got this highway.
But there's car.
There's cars. I mean, look at the traffic. If it was stop traffic, yeah, but there's not really a lot of traffic there.
Okay,
So we could use that.
Right.
We could use the field. This is kind of like a giant runway. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Paved surface.
Right. So we set this.
Let's go down the road that
Here?
way.
That way?
Yeah, because just for airspace.
Okay. And power off landing checklist. Airspeed 66 knots and flaps required. Throttle closed, mixture closed, magnetos off, and battery message switch off, alternate off, and fuel selector off, and seatbelt check, brake check. Power off landing checklist complete.
Cool. Now all we gotta do is just put the plane down on this runway, right?
Yep.
So the only time you don't want to choose a road is like, look at this road. See all the light posts?
Light post?
On the sides of the roads. On the side of the road, this road here. See all the poles on the sides of the roads? So those, we don't want to hit those. So light poles, or if there's a lot of traffic, then you telephone wires, electrical wires, you don't want to use that road.
Alright.
But this road here, there's no light posts, there's no telephone lines.
Okay.
Traffic is not really that heavy right now.
So we do
So
flap?
then I could use that road, right?
Can we flap?
Yep, if you want to use flaps, you can. Only add those flaps. Yeah, you could do it. You only want to use the flaps if landing's assured. If you're not sure you're going to be able to make it, Like if we're trying to stretch our glide distance, we don't want to add flaps because that's going to decrease our glide distance. But if we're definitely going to land, we got plenty of room, then you can add the flaps.
Okay. Recover?
We'll go a little lower.
Okay.
So at this point, we could even put in full flaps and go at like 66 if we wanted to. Just do kind of like a normal landing.
Got it. We make the center line.
Alright, go around.
Go right.
Yep, go around.
First notch. Pause to climb. Second notch.
Good. And then we'll keep climbing. Just climb. Keep climbing. One last thing about choosing a road. Notice there's like 2 lanes. Cars going this way, cars going this way. We probably want to land on the right side.
Right side.
That way cars aren't driving towards us.
Got it.
But yeah, if you want to pick a road, just make sure there's no telephone lines, there's no light poles, and there's not super duper heavy traffic.
Okay.
As long as those are really the only hazards, then you can use that. Otherwise, yep, there's a bunch of fields right there that you said was a good idea. Those are great. Just make sure that they're not kind of swampy fields, I guess. You might want to use like a soft field landing technique if you land on a field like that. We'll go ahead and turn to the north.
Turn left.
Yep. I'm going to give you something that's going to help you out for your engine failure though.
Yeah, right.
A, B, C, D.
Declare 7700 engine 1 to 1.5. Mayday, Bucky 1 to 3. Engine failure in flight. We are doing the power off landing on the field.
Okay, good. So you know that. You kind of went out of order though. You pitched for airspeed, but then we were going towards like somewhere we weren't trying to land on while you went through your checklist. Yep. As soon as you have that engine failure, airspeed 76, be best place to land, and actually fly towards it. There's no point in my controls.
Your flight control.
Red Tail Sky. 23 over top.
If I had an engine failure right now, say I'm flying like this way, I'm going to pitch for 76, and I choose the best place to land is behind me, just for example. So my best place to land is back there. There's no point in me now running through the checklist, flying towards this forest. I'm just going to crash into the forest. And then once I run through the checklist, it's been a couple minutes of me just flying this way, and then I turn towards my best place to land, and I realize I'm not going to have enough glide range to get there, right?
Got it.
So A for airspeed, B best place to land, start turning towards it, and then checklist.
Got it.
Same, yeah, your controls. Same thing with the engine fire, the block items. You want to have those memorized eventually. That way, you only have a certain amount of time in the air before you're gliding and you're going to reach the ground. So if you can get through that checklist quickly, then you have more time to kind of situate yourself to land, right?
Got it.
Compared to if you're spending 10 minutes just reading through the checklist and then you look up and you crash, right? So A for airspeed, B best place to land, start flying towards it. C for checklist, go through the memory items that you remember. Bop, 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 bop. Maybe the engine starts. Cool. Then verify the checklist. Then you can take it out and verify. Yep, I did it. I did the mixture. And once you do the checklist, you're still flying. You're flying 76 the whole time towards your best place to land. At that point, if you have time, you can declare an emergency. Mayday, mayday, mayday. You already did that call, and then you put it down.
Yep.
You could squawk. What's the squawk code you could squawk for emergency?
7700.
There you go. Cool. Whenever I'm going into any airport, I do ABC. ABC. Kind of like ABCD, which we just talked about, but ABC.
South Red Tail Skyhawk.
I'm going to get my ATIS. I'm going to brief what I'm going to do. How am I going to get from here to Sanford, and then I'm going to go through some checklists. So first thing we could do is, yeah, we're flying kind of in the general direction of Sanford, so we can go ahead and get the ATIS.
.26, altimeter 3018.
Take a pop up planning this area, blue and white diamond.
Remain down and right. Approaches are being conducted by letter 6 runways. Use caution birds on about the airport. Clearance delivery is closed. All departures contact ground. Runway 9 left tower frequency is 120.3. Runway 9 center and runway 9 right tower frequency 135.25. Airborne aircraft contact Orlando approach 135.3. No time airfield advisories. Runway 9 left and 27 right ILS. Not a service. flag runway 21.9 miles southeast of the field, 238 feet. Advise on contact, you have information, Yankee.
Yankee.
Altimeter, did you hear?
Sanford Airport information, Yankee time 1153, Zulu wind is 190 at 4, weather's better than 5005, temperature 27, dew point 26, altimeter 3018, expect visual approach landing and departing.
And runway 9s are in use.
Allegiant 1146, we're ready for taxi.
So we got the ATIS. We're going to brief how we're going to get back to Sanford.
Yep.
So we're going to do Jessup arrival, right?
Jessup arrival.
So how are we going to get to the Jessup arrival?
Looking forward to Jessup.
We're not going to fly directly there because we got these antennas. So we'll fly around these antennas. Look outside. Oh, there they are.
The ILS 9 right.
Very good, you switch. So we'll go around these antennas. We also got airspace to worry about.
Maintain 2,000 till established.
Okay.
We're in this airspace starts at 6,000. What about, what's the bottom of this
1,500?
airspace?
To descend 1,500.
I want to stay underneath this airspace and underneath this airspace. So yeah, 1,500 will work. That's the Jessup altitude anyways.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and start
Bucky 685.
descending down to 1,500.
Go for Bucky 685.
Bucky 685, you're cleared RNAV 9 left.
ATIS,
Maintain VFR.
brief, checklist. Now all I gotta do is my checklist.
Bucky
Which checklist are
554,
you
you
gonna
can
use,
now
you think?
proceed on course to
Checklist?
Ocala.
What are we doing right now?
Descent checklist.
Yeah, we're descending.
So mixture full and seatbelt check. Altitude
Bucky 470,
1,500.
on departure, radar contact, climb
And
maintain
hull breaker check.
4,000. What's your
Checklist
first
complete.
request?
And our approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Fuel pump on, all light on,
and then do
fuel selector
circle
to right.
Leesburg, and then come back to Sanford, do an ILS.
Check.
Yep, look what happens in the message. It said
just
switch
one
tanks
request.
anyways.
But fully tank is red. So
Sliding 360, maintain 4,000.
Heading 360, maintain
Alright,
4,000,
what's next?
Bucky 470.
So
292 November Delta, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change
Sure.
approved.
VFR frequency for the next 290 Delta, 13
There you
November
go.
Delta.
Landed departure, Bucky 538, heading 050, passing 700, climbing to 1,500.
Bucky 693, Yankee Monroe, full stop.
All right, Bucky 538, ident and maintain 2,000.
Alright, look outside. Now where are we going?
Ident, climbing maintain 2,000.
We pass those antennas?
test
Bucky
his antennas
538, radar
and turn left.
contact, and just...
Yeah, where do you want to go?
Maintain 2,000,
Jessup.
2,000
Jessup.
present heading.
Do you see it, Jessup?
2,000, present heading.
That was Jessup, right?
There you go.
461,
Okay,
Yep, because here's the St. Johns River right next to us. That's Lake Harney. Over here, that's got to be the Jessup.
Bucky 685, contact
North,
tower, 120.3.
West of the Bithel antennas.
Yep.
That all agrees with it. So we'll start flying towards that Jessup.
Okay.
Again,
Did you finish
Bucky
off your
685,
approach
you with me?
briefing? I mean, your
Approach
approach
briefing.
checklist?
So, yeah, approach briefing
Contact tower,
and
120.3,
which
Bucky
landing
685.
will be this time?
Well, let's finish through our checklist
Bucky
first.
470, fly heading
Approach
into
checklist.
290.
Heading 290, Bucky 470.
1 November Delta, contact Orlando,
Fuel pump on,
120.15.
external lights boosting. Check. Yeah, approach checklist complete.
Go to a heading at like 300. Cool, approach
Bucky 470,
checklist complete.
Clean flight
So,
270.
before landing checklist?
Heading 270.
We'll do that in a little
Yeah,
bit
right.
later. Now what do we have to do?
38.
We're flying towards Sanford.
Contact departure.
There you go. So what are you going to tell him?
Request Jessup with information.
So Bucky 549 request Jessup with information Yankee.
Right,
Then he's going to say,
Who wants the Monroe?
where are we? Because we could be coming from the Jessup. We could be over here. 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 We got to let him know where we are so that he can tell us.
0340,
Clear us for the Jessup.
So,
So-
I'll contact.
We got to let him know where we are. So
Approach to stand by.
Orlando approach, Bucky 549. We are over wherever we are, requesting the Jessup with information Yankee. How we do that? You use this range. We're about
proceed on course.
12 miles maybe,
Proceed on course northwest.
in between 10, but less than
10
15.
miles southeast of Sanford, right?
Or
Sanford,
nearest
Monroe.
direct, enter. Boom.
Oh,
Exactly. So we'll let them know we're 12 miles to the southwest, 12 miles to the northwest. So we'll let them know we're 12 miles to the southeast of Sanford, because it could be 12 miles to the southeast of MCO. Got it. So who we're talking to, who we are, where we are, and what we want.
Okay.
Sanford, Orlando approach, Bucky 549. We're 12 miles to the southeast of Sanford, requesting the Jessup with information Yankee.
Ident, what's your next request?
We'll have to get a local key 533.
And I give them a call.
Orlando departure, Bucky
Orlando approach.
Orlando approach, Bucky 549, the request
11
Jessup,
miles southeast of Sanford.
11 miles southeast of Sanford.
Yeah, Yankee.
Information Yankee.
Bucky 549, squawk 0363.
0363.
0363, Bucky 549.
There you go, squawk 0363.
0363.
And now he's looking for us. Now we have our code in. He's figuring out where we are. We told him he's looking in our area, but he's not looking everywhere. He knows where.
Bucky 549, radar contact 10 southeast of Sanford, cleared for the Jessup.
Clear for the Jessup.
Clear for the Jessup, Bucky 549.
Cool. Where's the Jessup? We kind of got off course a little bit.
This one.
Yep. See how we got off our heading a little bit? Got off. Yep. So make sure. So we're not going to switch now.
Contact tower 135.25.
Yep.
Contact tower 135.25, Bucky 549.
And we were ready for it. So now, boom, just one button instead of fiddling around.
Hey, hold short 9 right.
All right. And they said contact tower. So what are we going to tell tower?
Request Jessup.
Well, we're already cleared to Jessup. We're going to let him know.
Inbound Jessup and full touch and go or full stop?
529, turn crosswind.
We'll do close traffic.
Close traffic.
Okay, 529.
So inbound Jessup, close
Close
traffic.
traffic. Sanford Tower, Bucky 549, inbound Jessup, close traffic.
Over the ground, have a good day, Bucky 461.
Bucky 549, Sanford Tower, continue Jessup.
Continue Jessup, Bucky 549.
Cool.
Number 245.
Expected runway
549, turn 20 degrees right.
20 degrees right, Bucky 549.
Bucky 549, you are closed traffic, correct?
Affirmative, Bucky 549.
Alright. Let's look out for that guy in the pattern that just took off. Should be on downwind a little bit beneath us, kind of straight ahead. He's probably going to tell us.
Traffic at 12 o'clock and a mile and a half is a Cherokee on the downwind.
Looking for traffic, Bucky 549.
Bucky 549, descend to pattern altitude, join the downwind runway 9 right.
Descend to pattern altitude, join downwind 9 right, and we got that traffic in sight, Bucky 549.
Alright, so we're following that traffic right there.
Number 2123 Juliet, flighting 110.
We'll descend down to 1,000 feet.
110 heading for 23 Juliet.
I'll go ahead and bug runway heading for you.
Yep.
30 degrees. We want to be a mile away from the runway. We're a little close to the runway right now.
Okay.
Alright, we're at 1,000 feet, so level off.
Bucky 549, following Cherokee, short final, runway 9 right, clear for the option.
9 right, cleared option.
9 arrive, clear for option. Bucky 549.
Cool. Alright, we're at 1,000 feet. Now we're on downwind. We're a little close. Runway's next to us right there. We're going to do a soft field landing
Okay. Just
on the 1,000 footers. Yep.
Bucky 529, nodal 8 on the Sierra 4.
We go ahead and start our descent now.
okay.
Bucky 529.
Start descending, yep.
Okay.
So pull the power back and configure. So pull the power back, add some flaps. Now we'll start descent, and we'll go ahead and start our turn to base.
Right now?
Yep, because we're 45 degrees from our touchdown point.
Okay.
Alright, let's pull the power back more because we're a little high. Look outside. See how high we are? So pitching for 85. And we could pretty much just turn, kind of level off on a base and then kind of turn right to final. There you go, good work. 4 white, what are you going to do?
Idle.
Yeah, full flap. Lower the power, add some flaps. Once we're on final, we can do our before landing checklist.
Before landing checklist, make sure full, autopilot off, landing checklist complete.
Cool. Now we're on glide slope. We're going to land on the 1,000 footers. Is our goal. Soft field landing.
Okay.
Sanford Tower, Skyline 735 Charlie Sierra, holding short 9 center, ready for departure.
Now there's a strong wind from the right, so don't let it push you to the left.
Okay.
And once you land, keep the flaps in,
Charlie Sierra,
minimal braking, and get that nose wheel off the ground.
Hold short 9 center, 5 Charlie Sierra.
Alright, don't get too low. Add a little bit of power.
A little bit power.
Yeah, a little bit. Going right down to those 500 footers, our aiming point.
Okay.
Look looking really good. Pull the power back a little bit. Now those 500 furs are disappearing beneath us, are idle. And now touch down as soft as you can. As smoothly as you can. Oh, don't burn up too much.
Southwest 543, can you accommodate one last short approach, please?
Bucky 543, turn crosswind, short approach approved, runway 908, clear for the option.
On the crosswind, 908, clear for the option, Bucky 543.
Alright, let's exit Sierra 4, because we don't have enough touch and go. And now we're going to exit Sierra 4. So still,
okay,
ground field, that back pressure.
735 Charlie Sierra.
Left down, right?
Cancel takeoff.
We're going to take off here, exit here.
Exit?
Yep.
Okay.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Minimal braking, right? We want to keep moving. We don't want to stop on the runway.
Okay.
P549, say intentions.
We'd like a full stop, or taxi back to the runway. Bucky 549.
Bucky 549, wind 1604, altimeter 3018, runway 908, taxi via Sierra 01.
908 via Sierra 01, Bucky 549.
Alright, did you do your after landing checklist?
After landing checklist.
Alright, don't let us roll.
Okay.
Look up.
Check.
Look up. Look up. Brakes.
Brakes.
Alright. I'm going to taxi us while you do the after landing checklist.
Okay, after landing checklist.
Brake.
Flaps retract.
What?
Picture.
No. I got it.
Showing. Fuel pump off. External light. Landing light on. Left light off. And strap off.
Okay. You ready to take controls?
My control.
Alright, your controls. So once you get off the runway, make sure you're stopped. Do your after landing checklist. Get your taxi wake diagram out. And then get rolling.
Okay.
So you were looking down. Meanwhile, we were like rolling and veering off to the left.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to do a touch and go, but it would have been kind of dangerously close to the end of the runway, so we'll just do a taxi back.
Sierra 1.
Yep. All right, slow down a little bit. What we'll try to do is
Sample Tower, Bucky 549, holding short of runway 90 right on Sierra 1. Ready for departure, request full stop on 9er center.
Bucky 533. Bucky 549, Sanford Tower, no delay, make right, close traffic, runway 98, clear for takeoff, traffic 1 mile, finals at Cherokee.
908, clear for takeoff, no delay, Bucky 549.
all right, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going to get you moving because he says no delay, but soft field takeoff.
Okay.
55 Charlie, number 2, phone physical traffic, runway 98, clear for the option.
All right, full back pressure, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Full power.
Full power.
Sanford Tower, Bucky 322, holding short
Keep that nose wheel off the ground.
Mayday, 55 Charlie, we have an engine troubles right now, 55 Charlie.
Holy shit.
Runway 98, clear the land.
There, now just lower the nose a little bit, hover around over the runway.
Okay. And 60.
60.
55 Charlie, you can make straight in runway 9er left, clear to land.
And clear.
Thank you. 55 Charlie.
Wind 1703, altimeter 3018.
You're having engine failure.
Yeah. Just focus on the takeoff. Cool. That was good soft field takeoff. Yeah, someone's having engine failure.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
9er right.
9er right. Okay.
Behind us.
What?
Oh, behind us?
Yeah.
My God.
Wind 1703, altimeter 3018.
Careful with the personnel. Bucky 543.
Bucky 549, extend downwind.
Extend downwind.
Extend downwind, Bucky 549.
Sanford Tower, Bucky 322, holding short of 9 center at Lima, ready for departure.
Everyone stand by, November.
Alright, now look straight outside. See how we're getting pushed a little bit? You can see us kind of drifting.
Right.
So we got our eyeballs to see, just looking outside. I can already tell us we're going to have to crab a little bit to the left.
Everyone
We
just
also
stand by.
got
We're
the
doing
little
an
magenta
emergency up here.
diamond and our blue line.
Okay.
I like to just look outside. And we're extending downwind because of that emergency. They landed. Look at the little fire
549,
trucks.
Make a left 360, rejoin
They
downwind.
landed?
You landed?
Left 360, rejoin downwind, Bucky 549.
Bucky 542, you on frequency?
Did you hear that?
Rejoin the downwind.
He said
542,
make
thank
a
you.
left.
Tight
Yep.
360
I got
for me,
it.
tight 360, and then continue inbound on the Jessup. Bucky 549, fall traffic off right wing, Cherokee number 2, Roman 98, clear for the option.
Number 2, runway
Right.
9er right, clear for option. Bucky 549.
Bucky 542.
Alright, we'll start
sometime
turning
after
'cause
the
that
groove, join the
person
right
already
downwind
passed
for runway
us.
9 right, extend downwind.
Descend.
Well, we're kind of far out
Extend
because they extended us. But that traffic has passed us, so we can at least turn base.
Pattern work today. Thank you. And Bucky 542, same for you. Full stop for pattern work.
Do you think we should start descending now?
Yep.
Bucky 542, red. Thank you.
Maybe once we stay at 1,000 feet, maybe once we roll out on base, then we can pull that power back.
Lima ready for departure.
Runway 9 right?
9 right.
Cherokee 739 Charlie Alpha, Sanford Tower, no delay, fly runway heading room. Actually, disregard. Hold short runway 9
Alright, start our
for
turn.
in-trail spacing.
Hold short of 9 center.
Do a short field landing. Let's do a short field landing on the 1,000 footers, okay?
Okay.
Sanford Tower, Bucky 544, holding short runway 9 center at Lima, ready for departure.
Alright, we got quite a bit to do right now, right?
Bucky 544, Sanford Tower, hold short runway 9 center.
Holding short runway 9 center, Bucky 544.
So once you land, brakes, flaps up, aerodynamic braking. Right? Or make that 1,000 footers. So we'll always want to choose an aiming point, right?
Yep.
So
Sure.
last time we chose the 500 footers and we floated kind of far.
Yeah,
So maybe just before the 500 footers?
How about just a tiny runway number?
I think that's a little bit too far. Maybe the start of the 500 footers.
Okay.
That's what we'll aim for.
Okay.
But we're 4 white right now.
Yep.
Why don't you do your before landing checklist real quick?
Before landing checklist, make sure full. Autopilot off, landing checklist complete.
And flaps.
Flaps.
Don't forget the flaps.
Flap set, check.
Alright. Are you idle?
Idle.
Because we gotta get to 66, right?
Yep.
Alright. Now, hold 66 right down to those 500 footers.
Okay.
Don't get too slow.
Yep.
Now we're going to the threshold, add some power. Say we're not going to make the 1,000 footers. Add some power, a little bit more, a little bit more power.
Bucky 542, turn base runway 9 right,
A little bit more power.
Turn base,
A little bit more.
771 Charlie Alpha.
Now power idle.
Wind.
And you want to float it down to those 1,000 footers. You want to land before it, right?
We're on the up.
Keep pull.
We'll stop clear for you, 1 Charlie Alpha.
1 Charlie Alpha, thank you.
There you go.
11 o'clock, then we turn
Flaps
southeast
up,
bound at 1100
brakes,
feet.
and aerodynamic brake.
Is a Skyhawk.
Pull.
Traffic inside,
Cool.
Charlie Alpha.
Let's float down to Sierra 4. Roll down to Sierra 4.
Got it.
Conquest November 445, holding short runway
Yep.
9 right of Sierra 1.
The landing itself,
1 Charlie Alpha,
really
turn
good.
crosswind.
the approach could have been a little better.
Yeah.
1 Charlie
Let's exit Sierra 4.
Yeah, I was just confused of the aiming point. Yeah. I thought that runway number. Sorry.
Alright.
I just aiming point to the runway number
Bucky
at first.
322, turn right, heading 110, contact
Sierra 4?
departure.
Yep.